This is Ethan Preston from Preston Outdoors again, coming at you with another technique video, and today we're going to be talking about some deep crankbaiting. Now when I'm talking about deep crankbaiting, that could be different for everyone across the country. Here in North Dakota and Minnesota, for me that's, you know, maybe 8 to 10 feet deep, depending on the lakes I'm fishing. Today we're going to be fishing a spot that's about 14 to 16 feet of water, and so for me that's really deep. I'm a shallow water fisherman and I like fishing, you know, shallow, so getting out deep is a little bit nerve-wracking, some of the baits, the styles and stuff. But what I found to work for me is I'm using a KastKing 7-to-1 medium heavy rod. I'm using 20-pound fluorocarbon KastKing fluoro knot, and then I got this with a KastKing. This is the Royal Legend. It's a 7-0-to-1 gear ratio reel, and today I'm going to be throwing the Strike King 10XD in its brim or bluegill color. So that's my setup. It's really important for me, and it depends on every situation across the country. I really like bottom contact when it comes to crankbaits. If you can see the, you know, the lip here, I get a lot of bottom contact, and most of the time I like rattles. You know, it's August here, so I mean they're in their summer haunts, and I found a couple places on different lakes and different bodies of water where you can go and catch good sized fish. You almost feel like, for me, it almost feels like we're musky fishing, because you're chucking these huge baits, miles, not miles and miles, but you know what I mean, just forever, country miles. You feel it, you're winding, and some of the tricks that I found is obviously longer casts, but I went with the 7-0-to-1 because if I go any faster than that, you're going to get your, you know, you get your bait on this, you're going to get to blow out to the side and not get to the optimal depth. This reel does a very good job, or any 7-0-to-1 does a very good job getting it down to the depth. And then as soon as I start hitting bottom and this lip starts ticking up dirt and stuff like that, what I end up doing is slow down a little bit. Let that thing just dig. Don't if you keep reeling it super fast, then you might get it to blow out and kind of turn up and not give it the best action you can. And it also keeps it, you dive it really down really fast, and then you almost want to keep it on the bottom and move it as slow as you can, so that fish really has a decent time to look at it. It looks like a bluegill feeding on the bottom, chasing some bugs, unaware of what's going on. That's why you throw deep cranks right there. You're not going to get many bites. Once you do, it'll be tanks. That showed. Give him a breather. Like I said before, using the 20-pound fluorocarbon, it sinks, allows your crankbait to get down there. And 20-pound, because if I'm deep cranking like this, like I've said, I'm going to be either doing hard bottom transitions, gravel, stuff like that, or trees, anything to where this line might come with some objects. I don't just crank, you know, out in the middle unless you have a ledge or something, but there's always going to be some kind of transition that I'm going to be cranking. And like I said, today we went with a natural color. I know there's a lot of big bluegill in this system. I know there's a lot of big, butt's going to get wet, a lot of big gills that these bass are going to be eating. Got that girl in the live well, get her a little break. She fought pretty hard. And a key thing to what I do here for my cranking is I turn my drag all the way up, so that way when I'm cranking, you don't want your reel slipping to cause it so your bait's not coming in. You want it digging, or I like it digging into the bottom. As you can see, this lip is all beat up. But as soon as I'm reeling, I felt that fish hit, I turned on him, and all I did was I turned the drag down. I turned it down right away. That way the fish can run the way it needs to, and then I'm, you know, pulling, reeling as much as I can. I'm trying to keep those hooks embedded because all he had or she had was the last hook right in the side of her face there. So turning the drag down or turning it on high so that your crank can dig the way you want it to, but then as soon as you lay into that fish, turn the drag down and fight it that way. Or you can thumb fight it. I do that a lot too, to where anytime you pull up, you hit the button so that way they can take the line, and then when you come to reel, you click it, re-engage. But sometimes that button will get stuck when he goes to pull if you don't hit it quick enough. So a lot of times I'll turn that drag down and let that drag on the reel do the work. Alright guys, this big girl's having a good drink in the water. She's 5 pounds even, 21.5 inches long. That Gert eating some bluegill. That's why she ate that big crank. Get a couple pictures and we're gonna put her back. Big girl ready to go. See ya. Alrighty, we're back where we started here. And like I said, we didn't get many fish today. We got that one, but again, it's a good sized fish bait, and I figured and hoped there'd be at least a couple there that would show up today and bite this bait for you guys. So like I said before, if you guys want to check out my channel at Preston Outdoors, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, everything like that, give me a subscribe, a follow. You'll be able to see a lot of these videos, hunting and fishing videos along with that, a little bit about me. Also subscribe to KastKing's YouTube channel if you haven't already. You're going to see me and a bunch of other guys showing you different techniques that we're comfortable with fishing using the KastKing product. So I want to thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for next time.